in order to enhance that self confidence, we have to develop an emotional connect with the children. Cognitive skills speaks of the ways in which a child organizes the information, multiple intelligence in your mind when you are developing your lesson plans. The child is not emotionally connected with the teacher, the child stops learning. You cannot have a similar type of curriculum for all children.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I'm your host Seema Chhoriya. I welcome you all to another insightful session today. In this episode, we will learn how early childhood education helps child development, emotional, social, as well as cognitive skills. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Shivani Singh. She is principal of Cambridge International School, Pathankot, Punjab. She'll share with us importance of early childhood education as a tool in building a secure and healthy future for children.
Thank you
Please
so
join
much,
me in
ma'am.
welcoming Dr. Shivani Singh, ma'am.
Thank you, Seema, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, we are very excited to, understand how early childhood education is so important and how it affects the development in latter years. And before we start that, ma'am, and understand that, we would first like to understand a little about you. What has been your educational journey? What has been some challenges and rewards in this journey?
Thank you, ma'am. I think this is a very beautiful question you've asked me, and probably in our lifetime, it's very rarely asked to us. I was not a teacher at all. I started my career as I was MBA, and I was a gold medalist from Jammu University. And after that, when I started pursuing my career, I realized that I'm not meant for that field actually, because that was not my cup of tea. And gradually I realized that I would just bend myself towards teaching. This is something I really enjoyed when I was in the classroom, when I was dealing with children. So my first job I started while I was teaching MBA students only. It was long back in 2000. And from there, there was an inclination, and then I pursued my career in education only. After my journey as a MBA, when you have to be in education field, there are many things apart from what is your knowledge. There has to be certain testimonials too, that whether you are eligible to be a part of that or not. So it was very challenging for me. And one day I just slipped into a school for a normal interview, and that interview was for basically TGT English. And I, with no, credentials, no MA English, no B.Ed, but then I think it was an indication from God that I had to get through that. And fortunate enough, I got that job. From there my journey started, ma'am, in the education field. I had a very beautiful principal, promising principal. She elated my career, and she guided me for B.Ed. After so many years I did my B.Ed. After 3 4 years I realized that if I have to be there, I have to do that. In course of time I was already doing PhD in management, so from there I got my doctorate degree, and pursued my career as a teacher. Whenever I was in the classroom, I love being with children actually. Children to me means happiness actually. When I'm in the class, I still today teach my children. I take one subject in the school, I do go in the class as a regular teacher, follow the timetable. And gradually, around 12 years back, I got an opportunity to be principal. Then I realized that one has to be, again, credentials matter, and there I completed and pursued my MA in English, and finally got into this field, officially. But I was a teacher, a born teacher. And one story I here want to share is that when I was just in kindergarten, I had a habit, was very fond of my grandma. And as soon as I used to come home, I used to teach her. So when I look back and see, the instincts of being a teacher was there in me, but could not pursue it as a career from the beginning thoughtfully. But God got me on this line. And today, I am working, I'm a learner. I try to, learn every day new concepts. Classroom itself is a teaching ground, but learning ground too, because when you enter a classroom, it's not teaching only, it's a, learning and teaching process happening in the classroom. So I love my children. I love my classrooms. And one thing that I'm really proud of is that I know each and every name of my child in the school. I know about them, be it KG1, be it grade 1, be it grade 10. I know about their names. I stand early in the morning before the assembly and greet them. That makes me really happy. And even if I'm not well, ma'am, I really like coming to school because I believe that if I'll stay home, I'll get more sick. I should come to school. That makes me, rejuvenate myself. It's a beautiful journey, and I really want that it should end up beautifully, nurturing children, understanding them. And if uh, by choice I could not become a teacher, but now by choicefully I am a principal and I am a teacher. So I want that whosoever comes in this journey, we give them the right path and they excel in their life, and tomorrow we are remembered for what we have been doing. Thank you.
Wow, you truly love teaching. The fact that you know each and every child's name and that you told all the 10th graders and all, that's incredible, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you that the
Thank
biggest
you.
trait for being a teacher is that you need to be passionate about it. And in each and every word of yours, the passion is reflected. And as you spoke about that, for it matters is that children should be happy. So
Yes.
it is for parents also, especially with for the younger ones, when they come to pick up the child, they want to see them with smiling faces, and when they drop them, they want to just give by. And the topic that you chose today was early childhood education.
Yes.
So let us understand, ma'am, a little more about in this segment. And even government has emphasized now, they have brought this segment into the structured format of NEP also. So, ma'am, we would like to
Yes.
understand how important is early childhood education, how it helps a child to develop, and it is how it is a feeder kind of a thing for a child.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I purposefully took up this topic was because, the education starts right from the boom. And we have been putting a lot of emphasis on our plus two graders and our career oriented children. But we have not been putting up emphasis on the child who's coming to the school for the very first day. So that is why early childhood care. What is like actually early childhood care? The concept basically started in 2013, ma'am, when national policy it emphasized on the nurturance and promotion of holistic development and active learning of all the children below 6 years of age by promoting free, universal, inclusive, equitable, joyful opportunities for the children in the classroom. So when we talk of these big words, we need to understand what we are actually trying to tell. One word suffix, I think, will be sufficient enough, saying that we talk of the holistic development of the child and reflect the inseparable nature of care and education both. Children are sent into our custody to get nurtured, have proper education, but at the same time their care is also very important. We can understand, ma'am, how important a child is to a parent. So it gives a big heart out to send out a 2.5 or 3 year grader to the school. And I think I have seen in my like entire career, children don't cry that much on the first day as much as the mothers do. They start crying, at the door itself, ma'am, they are coming for the first time, who's going to look after them? And that does, is a big responsibility, and we have to shoulder that, ma'am. That's a very big responsibility, ma'am. So this is what I feel is that how we can make the environment comfortable for the children who come to us in the school, that at the same time when we are teaching them, they are looked after also. We have to look into their needs also. When we talk of early childhood care and education, we also talk about the nursery education, because it's basically a branch of education theory that relates to the teaching of the children from their birth up till the age of 8. Traditionally, we can call it up like third standard, actually, we talk of. So it is described as an important period of the child's development, because this is what we technically and we say that these are the particular years of their age when they develop more mentally. So it focuses upon learning through discovery. Now, at this particular age, children are very inquisitive in nature. They want to unfold, the hidden secrets. They are not aware about anything. So how this journey is made interesting to them, this is what we talk in early childhood care and education. So the teachers must exploit individual children's interest to make sure that each child obtains the information most essential to his personal as well as individual developmental needs. That is very important. The five developmental domains of childhood development includes, to me, those domains a child has set needs that must be taken care of while the learning process is going on. Here, ma'am, I remember that I would like to associate. We had Maslow's need hierarchy theory when I was doing MBA. There was a theory which talks about Maslow's need. So we have physiological need, we have safety need, we have love and belongingness, then we have esteem needs and self-actualization. Now, if we take these needs into consideration and at the same time we have to develop our curriculum, so we have to take all these needs into consideration while developing a curriculum for these graders. So beginners, we have to take care of the social needs of the children. We have to take care of the physical needs of the children. Now, when I talk of physical needs, uh, the way in which the child develops biologically, see the biological development of the child, the physical functioning of the child, including his motor skill development, gross motor skill development, it comes into their physical needs. When we talk of the social need of the children, the way children interact with each other in the classroom, they develop an understanding of their responsibilities, about their rights as members of a particular family or a community, as well as their ability to work in groups, their ability to work with each other in the classroom. When we talk of emotional intelligence, it talks of the way in which a child creates emotional connect and develops self confidence. Now many parents come to us and say that, ma'am, the child does not have confidence. So the immediately what strikes to our mind is that the child needs emotional balance. The child needs to be taken care of emotionally, because the child is not confident in the environment he is right now, and that is why the child lacks confidence. So in order to enhance that self confidence, we have to develop an emotional connect with the children and share their feelings. So when you're close to them, like I generally do, ma'am, I call them to me, talk to them, talk here and there, then share a biscuit with them or a wafer, or just handing over candy to them. So there is, then they go and boast, principal is my friend, I have become friend to the principal. So emotionally we connect to them, then we'd like to see them on the stage, then they're confident, because anybody, ma'am, who's loved is confident. So it's emotional connection we have to develop. At the same time, we have to take care of their language needs also. Communication is very important. It has to be, because it is the communication only through which they can present their feelings, they can come out with their emotions, because emotions sometimes are only when you can speak and you can tell. So how they communicate. If we talk of children at 3 months, so a 3 months child, you can say how the child communicates. You will employ different cries, to relate, and to, the child is hungry and the child will start crying. So if the child pees out, starts crying, so it's like crying out to communicate. At 6 months of age, we say that the child can recognize and initiates the basic sounds that is spoken. That is why we say that whatever language is spoken to the child at the initial ages of their development, that becomes their language. That is why when our parents comes to us and say ki, ma'am, our children should speak in English. Now how child can speak in English if your basic language at home is Hindi or Punjabi? So it is their native language. And that is why NCF also focuses on the native language, because if the child develops a native language, you cannot expect a child to go with a foreign language very comfortably. So it has to come up with the language that has been spoken in the early days. That is why you'll see the whatever language has been spoken at home, the children repeat. They follow the pattern actually. Now when we talk of the first 3 years of their development, this is the age when they are exposed to the communication with others. So they pick up language, then only they start speaking the small words, and then it comes to say sentences. And this is very crucial. At this particular stage, we need to understand how we have to speak before children, what we want them to speak, what we want them to learn. And that is the reflection. They are just like well, what you'll speak, it'll come back to you. And when I talk of the cognitive skills speaks of the ways in which a child organizes the information, like creativity, imagination, problem solving, memory of the child. It all relates to their cognitive skill development. So they embody the way children make sense of the world. If they are in a good environment, they make a good sense of the world. If you are not keeping them in a good environment and they are not taken care of, they will learn bad things. And then you will say, I don't know from that where child is learning. It's nowhere. So we have a psychologist, Paget. He says he actually believed that the children exhibit prominent differences in the thought patterns as they move through different stages of their cognitive development, whether we talk of their sensory motor periods or pre-operational motor periods or operational periods, anyhow. So they exhibit different behaviors, different behavioral patterns, because it is what they learn from their environment. As in though they grow, they try to correlate, they understand, so their behavioral pattern will change. So a child may reach these stages of development sooner or later, because it's everybody is unique, every child is unique. So we cannot expect from children that they all will behave in the similar manner. So probably sooner or later they will reach that particular stage, but the children should not be compared. So they, at the same age, a child may start writing, the other child may not start writing. It depends upon his own cognitive development. A child, if you talk of children, they may reach the stages of their development sooner or later, other than the other children of the same age. That is, if there are some children who are advanced in one area or domain, maybe if we talk of language, but they may be slow in other areas. Suppose we talk of motor skill development. So it is not important that it is the education is in progression, so the children also behave progressively in the same manner. We all are different, we all are unique. I may be good in maybe good in language, maybe I'm not good in numeracy. Maybe somebody is good in numeracy, may not be good in computerizing skills. So people vary, and in the similar manner children also vary. So the teachers and the parents, they need to know these characteristics in order to meet their needs adequately and appropriately. So there it is very important that how the curriculum is designed in the classroom, it should be need satisfying. You cannot have a similar type of curriculum for all children. So we need to have that a little bit of instinct, a little bit of space for those children. When we talk of, say, they are slow learners, we generally talk of this child as a very slow learner. We don't say that they are poor, they are slow learners, they may be good in some other aspects. And here only, ma'am, when we generally take care of teachers in the classroom, telling them, I tell my teachers that consider multiple intelligence in your mind when you are developing your lesson plans. Because children have, we have 8 intelligence skills, and everybody has one or the other aspect upper than the other one. So you cannot be biased in that case. If this child is writing, the other has to be writing. We come across different problems in the school also. Ma'am, my child is not writing, see the other children are coming first in the class. That's not important. It's the child's developmental stage. We number of factors are taken into consideration: the emotional need of the child, the social environment the child is staying in, how you are upbringing the child, whether the child is looked into or not, whether the child is taken care of not. So there are a number of things. So when we say early child development, it is based upon the proven fact that young children respond best when the teachers or the parents or the caretakers, they use specific techniques and provide appropriate activities and experiences that encourage and stimulate progress to the next level of their development. that has to be taken care of. If you feel that one program has been designed and that should be, be applicable to everybody, that's not possible. So whenever we plan our early childhood care and education program, we need to consider whether it is age appropriate and developmental appropriate. Number one, we need to check our children's readiness for this ECCE program and see if it meets the early childhood education goals or not. Number three, these goals need to be based upon, children's strengths, their weaknesses, and taken care of their interests too, right? Because children vary in their interest. So in case there is any particular requirement or there is any special need of a particular child, it should definitely be taken care of. And while looking at the characteristics of the young children, the preschool teachers can plan for age developmental appropriate activities and curriculum activities, and can modify them according to the individual differences if it is required. It is not any set pattern that you have to design, an activity has been designed and that has to be done in the similar manner. It can be planned and reassembled as per the needs of the children. The important thing that one has to keep in the mind is that every child is unique. I keep telling them. In the classroom, we generally show one picture which I don't have right away when we are taking workshops. There's a picture of a classroom wherein every child is like, they are wearing the similar clothes and they are similar. But there are certain unique elements, and we tell teachers to identify those unique things. So they can be different, they can be, somebody can be blonde, somebody can be black, different in the eyes. So if God has made them different, they are unique, so their abilities are also different. They cannot be compared with each other. Never compare children that this can be doing better, this child is good, this is average, this is a poor child. We cannot compare them. One is good in one and another can be good in another aspect. We just need to unfold those secrets hidden by God, and that's the challenge of the teacher present in the classroom. So I would say that there are no set patterns of
Right.
developmental, development of children. Yet the children, they develop at their own pace and with their own style. So we cannot say that every child is going to be, developing at the same pace. That is why we generally get across differences among children in the classroom. And for ECCE, I very much recommend theme based ECCE programs. They should be theme based ECCE programs that should be scheduled. Routine and transaction also helps to create a comfortable atmosphere for the children in the classroom. And a quality ECC program must be planned and weaved around the opportunities where children get the feeling of success and not failure. So it should not be that either you are developing a program for nursery graders that is too difficult for them and they're not able to understand and do it, and they develop a sense of failure in them. Or for grade grader of 2 or 1 or 3, you are developing a very easy program which boosts their confidence, but at the same time it will lead to their overconfidence. So it should be balanced program that needs to be developed for them. So, to sum up, I would rather say that every child has special
Right.
interests and learning styles. So, therefore, the teachers need to adapt innovative and different strategies to help all the children to succeed as learners. Our motive should be that a child coming to the classroom should be first comfortable with the environment, second should be emotionally connected with the teacher, and third should follow the instructions and strategies that lead to his learning and developmental. Otherwise, the children with every class we have seen, like first class children score 100%, then they come down to 90, then they come down to 80.
Right.
So generally I ask teachers ki what magic you have that a child who was scoring 100%, by the time the child reaches 8th standard, the child is 65%. So you are magicians. Basic problem is that the emotional connect of a teacher with the child goes away. And when the child is not emotionally connected with the teacher, the child stops learning. The learning process stops there and then. So we need to be,
Right.
developing the strategies, just in such a manner that it help our children to learn. And learning is a never ending process. And there are different charts we have prepared. I actually, ma'am, should have got my laptop, because there in those charts it's shown that how children behave differently at different stages of their life. Like at 3 years, if we talk of gross motor skill development, at when the child enters the nursery, the child is able to run. But when the child moves on to kg1 or kg2, the child is able to run over the obstacles. Then if we move on to one and second, they follow different instructions in the playground. So this is how their
There are
developmental
yeah,
stages,
various
but at the same time we
milestones.
have to
Yeah,
ensure their care also. So that means
right.
that first thing, that emotional connect of the teacher with the student is very important. And this, with this, I sum up, ma'am. Thank you. I hope I was able to satisfy your query and question.
Certainly, ma'am. You explained in detail each and every aspect, and the most important thing which I realized from the entire of the this talk show was that it is very very important to celebrate the individuality of the child. We need to
Yes.
understand that every child is individual and he will grow at his pace, and we need to celebrate his uniqueness. And accordingly, we need to understand that what are his needs and teach him further. So this was the entire crux, I think, of ma'am's talk also, and that is why she was emphasizing so much on connecting with the child and understanding him. And yes, to be, so a child need to enjoy with you. For that, you also need to be a child. So Shivani ma'am very beautifully explained us the importance and various kind of techniques that can be used in classroom. And you were also talking about various charts, the themes that needs to go. And yes, I'm sure that parents do worry a lot when they send the children for the first time. But as the children settles in, they even enjoy, because these all developments which you spoke about are of utmost importance for a child to develop in the right holistic manner. So Shivani ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing with us your thoughts and views today. And we are delighted for this conversation, and I'm sure my viewers have gained a lot. Thank you so much for your
Thank
valuable
you,
time.
Seema ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. So, to all my dear viewers, this was Dr. Shivani Singh from Pathankot. Stay tuned for more interesting episodes on our show, and we are now on Spotify also, so you can hear us on the go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.